Explain why your pants are brown.
I want a chunk of that rainbow stuff. Oh, it's cool down here. Not a lot of people get down here.
This is going to be one of the longest videos ever made for our channel. But I think this location is worth it. We found things here in these last few years that match nothing else we've ever seen. This trail has called to us again and again, and every time we discover something new.
There's clearly a shortcut right there. Why don't we... Did you just hear something? The jingling or what?
Don't know.
Go look.
Damn! I'm about to drag you down with me, boy.
I would expect no less. What say you? We have an option. That way or down further?
Down further, I think. Yeah, I'm solid. We're going down.
Oh, that's comforting from a leader.
Yeah.
I should probably stop filming while I do it.
This is a shortcut. We're going this way. Well, I don't know about that.
We first came to this fantastical location in the winter of 2023, having spent over a decade exploring just north of this headland. We were ready for a new adventure. Even though we wouldn't start this YouTube channel for another year and a half, we have extensive video of our first trip.
Stop that. There we go. Okay, all right. I don't know what to do.
Time to fight. You can't see how terrified I am then.
No, not really.
Good.
I feel like hands in the air like this kind of thing.
Yeah. Getting off. Good. She wasn't paying attention.
Huh?
She won't kill me until she reviews this footage later.
Dramatic quote, an extra. Oh, I wish I got that. We were just rocking it. So this is us filming out in the Pacific.
While rocks have been my thing for nearly a decade already, we were out there looking for locations for another hobby of ours.
Very good. Nice and pious of you.
Here. Oh, yeah.
You just shot a tree!
Another shortcut. I'm not trusting that shortcut. Hell no. I'm gonna go.
Oh my god.
It just goes into the ocean.
Well, then we'll get to our destination pretty darn fast. Whee! Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I'm sliding on my shoes. My butt is not touching the ground. My hands, on the other hand. Look at this. Where even is she? Okay, time to set a timer and see how long it takes.
Oh, wait, shit. Okay, I have one.
Shoot, here she comes.
Okay, stopwatch started.
Okay.
We have to like add at least 5 or 10 seconds to that.
15. Are you expecting us to come over to you? What you doing? You peeing?
You peeing? Add that into the phone, sure.
Well, this counts for our stopwatch.
We're already up to minute 5 seconds plus 15.
But that's downhill. So wherever she is the wrong way.
Taking it on a shortcut. We're just gonna be waiting forever.
Oh my god. Well, this is the way down. It's the real way down. What?
Are you taking a shortcut?
There are few on this earth more stubborn.
Okay. Okay, it's because this one's right.
Oh wow, you were right. Okay, that is definitely a shortcut. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is like kid stuff. You should have seen what we went down. Just the rotted corpse of whoever last tried to take this shortcut. We gotta be close. It sounds close.
Yeah.
If it's like having a, rain in the air, that's supposed to transmit sound better than a clear night would. So maybe the ocean just sounds closer than it really.
We are doing something different because that is the zest of life for me. And in this case, we are going on a hike that I have kind of semi-known about for the last 10 years, but is located adjacent to another area we've spent all our time at.
Yeah, basically we've been coming out here for 10, 11 years. Every year, multiple times a year. Cape Lookout in Tillamook, Oregon. One of our favorite spots. It's where we got married
Sure is.
7 years ago. And we haven't ventured out ever this far before. Is that
No,
right?
we've never done this hike.
We tried, but someone wasn't into it that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's water.
And right now we're also out here looking for new spots, as we always do for our photo shoots that we do with people.
Because the other thing that is the spice of life for us is being creative. And we don't want to stagnate there either. So we have shot the ever-loving crap out of Cape Lookout.
We're experts.
And it's time to broaden out a little further.
Look at that arch. Granted, it might not last very long because it's a dying tree.
So photo shoot here, eh?
Could be. They are so pretty.
Okay, who's modeling? We need a fungal supermodel shoot. I beg your pardon.
Get up right against this tree. Get yourself right against it. Just tilt your head slightly to the right. Very good look. Man, it's a great looking shot regardless. Like, you just standing there is like so photogenic.
Because of me.
Of course. He laughs.
Oh. Wow. This is like a whole hidden cove.
Yeah.
Like that rock juts out so far into the ocean. And the beach here is enormous. But I don't know if anyone comes out on this really or not.
It did say online secluded.
Well, there you go.
I think that not a lot of people make it to this location.
Yeah, they end up like that poor guy on the trail. It's all that's left of him is a jacket.
Well, I thought that was a sleeping bag, which makes me more nervous.
I mean, it's decomposed down to just be a few pounds
I
worth of
very
stuff.
specifically did not pick that thing up. Well, we didn't either.
But you were like debating it, and you're like, I have to make a conscious choice. Just tell myself no. Yeah.
Do you not have curiosity?
I don't generally poke those.
Maybe we should lift it up on our way out of here just to make sure that there's no body in there. No body. Yeah, sure. Why not? We have to go back up that thing then.
I mean, okay, it was looking pretty flat.
I feel like you can actually see the curvature of the world from here.
It does feel like it. It really does. Oh. Well, somewhere out here, isn't there like a World War II era plane wreck?
You're saying that, but would that be nice? Put like some sort of plaque.
I mean, probably not.
In the summer of 1943, a B-17 plane lost their sense of direction in the heavy fog and unfortunately crashed into the side of the Cape Lookout headland at around 900-foot elevation. 9 crewmen died in the crash. Wilbur Perez was the only survivor of the crash and hung perilously from the cliffs for 36 hours before being rescued. The Cape's human history started with indigenous tribes who fished and clammed on the protected waters of the Cape. Shelled middens left behind have been slowly exposed on the main park's day-use cliffs on the north side of the Cape Lookout Head. Keep a lookout for those on your next visit.
Hold on. Okay. That looks down. Yeah, it sure does. Hold on a second. Okay, it looks really muddy though.
Oh
You
boy.
have to go super slow.
How are you going so fast down this? Be careful, love. That's all I gotta say. I don't know how we're getting back up. I don't know if this is really traversable. We may have just added hours to our return journey, taking all these downhill shortcuts.
How are you going so fast? I'm like, I don't know, I'm just chilling.
Are you a ghost? Do you just like float over ground?
I mean, I've been asked the same question oddly enough before when I was younger.
Have you aged since then?
No. If you're okay, scream again.
Maybe there should be a different noise.
You're too far. You can't turn back. I'm turning back. You'd never make it. We found another shortcut. No way. We're done with shortcuts. Actually, we probably should keep an eye on where the actual trail is at this point.
Yeah, I think your words have fallen on deaf ears.
You know what? I'm taking the normal way. Wait, is there facilities down there? What is that? Oh, is that someone's property?
Oh, yeah, a little shed.
That shed ended up being an important clue to the legality of gathering rocks at South Beach Cape Lookout. It's illegal to gather rocks even on Oregon State beaches directly adjacent to Oregon State parks, which is what the north section of the head of Cape Lookout is. But the view of this building through the trees led me on a quick land ownership search. It turns out there is a Scout-owned property directly next to the trail end as you get to the beach. So we were certainly allowed to hunt the rubble fields in front of that. When I got home from that trip, I started doing some research and ended up looking at the Tillamook County property maps. It turns out that a majority of the lower South Beach Cape Lookout Trail and the cliffs are actually part of the Scout Camp property, not the state park. In fact, the trail from the park meanders through the Scout property parcel. As best as I can tell, this means the high majority of the beach and cliff rubble is actually available to state beach rockhounding rules.
The beach. It's right there. Whoa. Sand.
That's a different view.
Yeah,
Rocks.
totally.
What is that sound? A jet, maybe?
Ah! Oh,
hell yeah.
is that what made the noise? A jet that like suddenly changed its trajectory in the air and went speeding off. Found Valhalla. We might just end up staying here. They're all pretty normal looking rocks.
Well, I mean, every rock's cool, but yeah. Oh my god.
Look at this jasper I just found.
That's all green. Can you tell it's green?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It's like jade green there.
That's so big. Shoot. I'm gonna be in trouble today.
Moderation, please. I'm not carrying your rocks. What'd you find now?
It's a red one.
Red jasper.
Yeah, it's got that like chunk going through the center.
Ah, nice. All right.
Crazy.
This one doesn't seem so bad. We will see if it impresses her whatsoever. Oh, nice.
Oh, there's 2 dragons in there. And I found a teensy one and some green jasper.
Okay, look what I found.
Very nice. Cool. What is it?
Are you just saying that?
Oh, I found a smaller version of this actually. Are you gonna keep it?
No.
That is Jasper. Cool. It's like a bluish gray.
Been out here for a while. And it just keeps going. Oh yes. I've been waiting to find this stuff. The whole time we've been out here. Ooh. Oh. That's rock. Oh. I regret all of this. I want it to be like a fun little dry whip. Like, here we go. This one's gonna be good. Higher!
You're like, that's mine. No. The green.
Oh yeah. Nice. This is a really cool beach. Can't really say I've ever been on anything quite like it before. I recommend it.
Trap is like a rock pit.
Just as with any other natural environment, be respectful while hunting. These massive boulder fields have created vibrant tide pools, teeming with local sea life. It's my personal opinion that if visible sea life is clinging to a rock already, it is best to be left for nature, no matter how cool it is. And there is plenty of fresh cliffside rubble to pick from here.
Look at that. Now you can see it really good. Do you have a good light on it?
Yeah, I think so. That's cool. Whoa! Best rock! It's so perfect and smooth.
Whoa! Look at that find! It's amazing! I've never seen one of these on a beach. It looks really old too. Ancient.
Do you think it's amber?
Maybe.
Do you think it's a fossilized, like...
Maybe it's an egg.
Bye, Awesome Beach. What's that?
I am already regretting the weight of these rocks.
We've gone like maybe 50 feet. There's a bench for you.
If I sit down, I'm done. It's cool down here. Not a lot of people get down here. water.
The sun seems higher in the sky than it was like 20 minutes ago when we were down on the beach. Which would only make sense if we ascended an insane amount of altitude. So we must have. How you feel?
Like we've climbed an insane amount of altitude.
Look, super yummy mushroom. Someone had a bite out of it. You think we should too?
No.
But you need calories, right?
I
You're
need
desperate
water.
for survival.
Give me the water. I know which is with water. How do you do with water?
I'm right there with you. Okay, hold up. Now the sun seems even higher than the last time. Oh, we're back.
I know. Booty out.
Well, you're less of a silhouette now,
I know.
so that's actually good.
I feel like my path might rip in middle because of how many rocks are in my backpack.
Don't spill a drop.
Can I have?
Oh my gosh, my head. Oh my gosh.
What? What? What?
Just look at my skin.
Oh my god, that's from all the pressure of your knapsack?
Yeah.
Wait.
Why do I have a feather in my pack?
I slipped that in.
Criminal!
And that was our first trip. But the South Beach isn't one of those places easily forgotten. Certainly not after I started cutting open some of my finds. A few months later, Rebel 2 and I made a second trip out, and then a third, a fourth, a fifth. Every trip to South Beach yields something new. South Beach has something texturally unique in the region. All headlands have their own flavor, but this one is especially complex and isolated. And I'm still trying to figure out why. Here we are returning to South Beach. Look at how bumpy 106 highway has gotten. In order to get from Portland to the Oregon Coast Tillamook area, we need to take Highway 6. This trip's journey down the mountain highway was less than reassuring, and we noticed it. Large sections of the road were dipped at uncomfortably low angles, and it left me with the question, how much longer before something drastic happens on this road? 2 weeks after our trip, during the atmospheric river that came through much of the Pacific Northwest and West Coast area, and caused drastic flooding and infrastructure damage to communities, one of Highway 6's lanes cracked and sank several feet beneath the other side of the road. The county is now seeking state emergency funds in order to repair the highway. This section of highway has been an ongoing issue for the state and county, and the geology tells you why. Just like the Olympic mountain range, the Tillamook Range is also made from marine sediments and sea vents scraped off the seafloor and uplifted by the subducting Juan de Fuca plate. These sea sediments are prone to instability and sliding, making road stability through the wet region precarious at all times. This particular section is notorious for sliding, and costs could reach $50 million for the stabilization and road repairs needed for a longer-term solution. We're lucky we made our trip when we did.
Right, we are heading out to the South Beach Cape Lookout Trail.
My favorite place.
We do this trail a lot, mostly because me and Rebel 2 back there really love it, and Rebel 3 tolerates it. Moving our way through the Tillamook mountain range right now, which actually ties into some of the geology we're going to be talking about. 90 25% chance of rain today, so then we've got that going in our favor. I hope you have lots of rain gear.
I'm wearing what I brought.
Oh no. Oh, why does she do that?
Not really affected by things like water and cold, like humans normally do.
Rebel 2 is something else. I don't know what Rebel 2 is. The wind is not looking too bad today because that actually could have been a trip canceller for us. So the coast can get pretty darn windy, as we found out on some past visits.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if we could find more of that crazy metal stuff that I seem to found there like a couple times.
Yeah?
Yeah, because there was like that coppery stuff down there, and then there was that silver stuff.
Yeah. So you're looking for metals?
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I'm also good with, some pretty agates. Green, orange, yellowy. Has crazy patterns in it.
The vitrified volcanic glass?
I mean, always that, but...
Oh, like Jaspers.
That's the one.
Yeah, Jaspers. Which the vitrified volcanic glass almost sometimes becomes, but...
I feel like that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Let me go find that.
There was a video I did where I cut open an orange rock and it ended up being a picture stone. So I really want to see if I can find materials that might match that stuff. And then I do want to find more vitrified volcanic glass. Those I think are my top entries this year. So what happened with that trail over there?
Yeah, we went up that once when I was younger, and I hated hiking at the time. And you guys were like, "Come with us, though," and then I refused to go back down. You guys had to go back down, get a car, and come pick me up here.
That's right.
You are a child.
Because I was a child.
Yeah.
It was like 8 years ago.
I was pretty much a child.
So, where are we, everybody? We're at the trail.
Wait,
This
do
is...
you really think people aren't going to piece together where we are with all the footage you have of
I
like
think
how we
they
got
should
here?
have. No. I think they should have to figure it out.
It's a South Beach.
Trail.
South Trail.
Secrets.
South Trail. South Trail's what you want. Take the South Trail. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Is that the one we're going on? Wait, when did that ever get here? Have I just not gone this far? I just always cut down.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, those are sweet. There are mushrooms everywhere. Rebel 3!
They need to install an alpine coaster going down here. It would be amazing.
Yeah. I'd do it, actually. I would do it. Save a lot of time. But the trail itself is actually quite nice. It's a very pretty forest. Rebel 2! You're getting way ahead. I have one speed. This way.
I think I'm gonna commit to it eventually.
No way. No!
Here's your sense of adventure.
I've seen how this ends sometimes. Careful, careful.
Rebel 2 has laid all sorts of traps by messing with the trail, making it all muddy and terrible in her wake.
Oh my god! I'm not going that way. Oh.
I have to stop filming. I need both hands.
Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, it is so moist and bad. Oh. I'm just worried every step is gonna be one that ends with a big slide.
Man, these wet roots are more reliably stable than the ground.
That's scary. All right, I think this is the only one of these I'm doing today.
Horizontal.
Wait, we don't go that way, right? We go this way. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Hell no. No. Don't die. I'll meet you down there. Well, I guess I'm off hiking on my own for a little bit. Oh, this is a much better one. Oh, I might even beat them down there. Let's see. Oh! It'd be funny if I beat them down. Oh, I didn't. Oh!
No, it's like really long.
Yeah, don't do that one.
What do we want to take? You save a lot of time.
Right? Like squish squash.
No. No. No.
I'm in.
You know what? I'll wait for a second and watch you guys eat a little bit of shit, and then I'll keep going.
All right. I was gonna say, do you want me to like grab that?
Show you.
Are you sure you want to go there? Okay, I'll see you guys down there. Ooh, you guys, you see those mushrooms on that tree right there? Those are oysters. But I think they're all a little bit out of range for me to grab. They're too tall. Ah, they look beautiful though.
The skill in that shuffle. Ta-da! All right, at 25 seconds, we're down here. Let's see how long it takes for Rebel 1 to appear.
Oh, these churns. So much downhill to get to this location. But it's so worth it. I'm willing to suffer to go to good places. And I would hardly consider this trail suffering. It's just a little tough sometimes.
We are already at 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, I mean like, okay, oh wait, I can barely start seeing her through the brush.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that tree right there, covered in oysters too. So gorgeous.
For pausing, that counts, so.
Talking to herself again.
Weirdo. What did you do?
Guess when that happened.
Oh my gosh, check that out right next to you.
Oh yeah, we saw.
Oh yeah, the bugs are really getting into them, but you guys, I think we should collect some of these on our way back up. Huh, something smells rotten. Wonder if it's rotting mushrooms or something else.
Woohoo! Water stop spot for the way back up.
Oh, we're starting to get a good view out here. Me too, my knees are like, ugh, jelly.
You're having harm on the knees, Rebel 1.
What are you getting at? What are you getting at? Yeah, these are gorgeous. They're beautiful little red things. Let me get my face all up and then higher.
There you go.
They look like little persimmons.
Yeah.
Really, really ripe ones.
It's got a new flesh of the mushroom. You see that epic landmass over there? That is the Cape Lookout Head.
A massive towering 1,000 foot above sea level landmass.
But those cliffs were not always there above the sea. At one point, they were underneath it. Bird!
Yeah,
I don't know if they can see it, but it's gonna land somewhere probably. Right? It looks like an eagle.
Eagle?
Well, hard to tell. It looks eagle-y. It looks like a young eagle to me.
Maybe
yeah,
young
it
eagle.
totally,
Yeah,
it
young
totally
eagle, I
is.
see.
Oh, I hope that caught right on my camera. I really hope that caught. I'm ready to keep going. I see rain out there. You guys see that coming in?
I'm excited.
All right, let's go. Oh, no. I want to go that way.
Well,
What even is this?
we've done this one before.
Really? This looks slick as hell. I'll meet you guys over there. Look at all those. And down there. You guys, something I learned a couple years ago is that black bears can climb 100-foot up trees. I think about that. And I know they can because I saw them do it. And I think about the fact that I could be, you know, right here. And I would essentially be at the same point as a black bear way up there. Geographically right next to a black bear, but just, you know, 100 feet away. I'd have no idea. They can do it and they can be really quiet. I am very alone on this part of the trail right now, actually. This is the longer one, so they took the quick shortcut. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to catch up to them.
I slipped like 7 times. Look how close we are, though.
Okay, this section's a lot better. Stopped being muddy, so that's something.
I'm guessing Rebel 1 went the safe route.
Did you have like any trouble at all?
Huh?
Did you have any trouble at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, still a shortcut though.
Still a shortcut.
Won by a long shot. Where even is she?
Interesting. I don't see them. I might be alone on the rest of this trip for a while. Interesting. I do see somebody came through here with poles. Looks kind of recent. So that could be Rebel 3. Hello!
It's gonna be a little while still.
Yep, like 5 more switchbacks probably.
I see more poles. Might be them. There they are. Wild. Woo! I found like a whole field of oyster mushrooms back there, so we're definitely taking the long route back. Okay. I had conversations with myself about bears.
We know.
You heard?
No, but we assumed.
What do you mean you assumed I had conversations about bears? I mean, what else are we talking about? Come on. Oi, oi, oi. This is the hard part of this hike, is it just feels steeper and steeper, even though it's not. You've been on it for a little while. We haven't run into a single soul today on the trail. We haven't run into a single person on the trail today. That's like a first. Well, I didn't always do the shortcuts. I think it's easier to go uphill. Oh my gosh, we're almost there! And there's rocks! So many rocks! But there's always rocks here. That's just the nature of South Beach. It is rocks. Oh, so beautiful. I remember when you have a heavy backpack of rocks, that is like the most treacherous section.
Oh my god.
Oh. We're here. Woo! Wave! That was a wave!
Oh. Time for me to lay down.
Alright guys, it's just me and you, the camera, aka my phone right now, out here taking a look, trying to find some stuff. Let's see what we can find. What is this guy? This is a common find in this location. Sometimes though, I find these filled with silicate glasses or other high silicate materials. This one is missing that material, and I don't know if I would find it further in. And right here we have a classic amygdaloidal basalt, even with some testicles in it. Very, very cool. Crystallized too. And even another one right here. You can see some nice little chunks sticking out of that one. Just haven't made their way to the surface yet. That is beautiful. Look at that. So I don't think there is a single other person down here with us today, which is actually the quietest we've ever seen it. It's a little bit high tide. Turn around and see it here. But it's not too bad. Yeah, look at that water rolling in behind me there. It is absolutely beautiful. You can see Cape Lookout Head behind me there. And this is amazing. I wonder how long this is gonna last today. I feel like an alien right now.
Made it to the beach. Level 3 is out. Anyway, excited to try some new equipment I got. Fold out bag here. Do some rockhounding. While Rebel 1 is over there taking videos and such, I'm gonna get a head start on this rockhounding. I bet that's something I shouldn't touch. And yet, I have touched it. I do want to go down to the shoreline. But that is keeping me from going that direction a bit. It's a bit intense over there. So we're gonna stay over here where it's slightly safer. But ain't it pretty? Look at that. Oh goodness. No, no, no! Ah! Oh. Is it nothing? Oh, it's something, baby. Oh, that's really cool. Show that to Rebel 1. Oh, that's neat. Rebel 1! And then the last piece would just a small piece of those. If you want
Nice.
to see them, not go back.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Pretty.
Oh, hell yeah. That is pretty freaking sweet what Rebel 2 just found here. I think that is worth the excursion back home.
I'm trying to be picky this time, I swear. Ah!
God, look at those. Those are so gorgeous.
And then like on that side too, look at that orange bit in there.
Whoa.
Kind of like opalescent looking.
Oh my god, what a sweet chunk.
I know.
Whoa.
I might have to take it. I'm gonna die. It's fine. It's fine. I can die.
Oh, you know
Golf ball.
what?
That's worth 5 cents, baby.
So I brought myself a bit of a luxury today, which is my rockhounding bag. We'll see what we can fit in the bag. What is that? Oh my god. Oh. That is crazy looking. I've never seen anything like that, guys. I've never seen it with a crust that color. That is so nutty. I mean, it like stuck out like a sore thumb on the beach. It's so weird.
Whatever it was that formed this material, I have never seen anything else that was quite like it. And it seems specifically localized to the south side of Cape Lookout. I have also spent plenty of time on the north end, and I've never seen it there. We also find lots of other jaspers and agates, and sometimes very interesting iron-based materials.
This beach has some of the most diversified volcanic finds we've ever found in one location. That is a sweet chunk right there. And And like, I didn't move very far from finding this one. It's kind of cool. I don't know. First agate of the day. I don't even go after these things mostly, guys. I get so many of them, I don't know what to do with them.
Now, if you've watched some of our past videos, we're going to start covering some common ground, and you're gonna start to see some similarities between the history of this location and the other northern locations. That's because they share a very important historical detail. And it's a massive detail. Around 17,000 years ago, the largest basaltic lava flows ever recorded on Earth started in Idaho and made their way all the way down the Columbia River Gorge. In fact, some of these lava flows were so massive that they actually formed the Columbia River Gorge as they flowed. So much material came out from under the crust that it caused a depression in the earth and forced the lava flows to follow the path down to the southwest Washington and northwestern Oregon coast. There, the lava floods found their way to the Astoria Formation, which is a valley formed by the subduction of the Juan de Fuca Plate going under the North American Plate. Having been mostly under the sea and a divot in the earth, this area had collected tons of sea sediments, including lots of fossils of both seashells and marine vertebrates. In the Astoria Formation area, the basaltic lava flows then found their ways into the deepest sea valleys and began to cool. And these floods happened many times, some of these floods being as tall as 300 feet in a single flow. There was flood after flood after flood. Many of them were amygdaloidal basalts, meaning they had gas pockets and bubbles frozen in the material that then filled in with chalcedony and other crystal mineralizations later. With time, basalts and sea sediments from the Astoria Formation were pushed out of the sea and lifted by the plate subduction of the Juan de Fuca Plate and the North American Plate. As they rose from the sea, the lower basaltic lava flows that had frozen in the ocean then became the cliffs we see today. Lots of materials are puffy and filled with silicate bubbles. And I'm not talking about the obvious amygdaloidal basalt that is present. This is a different material.
Those basaltic lava flows, even if they were amygdaloidal, do not easily explain the rhyolites and volcanic glasses that we are finding in this location.
It is less common to get glassy materials from mafic flows, and even less common to get lighter colored glassy materials from the flows. Rhyolitic magma flows are sticky and slower moving than mafic materials like basalt. So these materials, since they can be found in such high amounts, are almost certainly from an ancient local rhyolitic magma vent, either buried under all of the sediment and basalt, or mostly weathered away and lost to time. Volcanic glass and rhyolites are more likely to form in rapidly cooling lava. So perhaps these came from a small sea vent, and the materials exposed to pressure and heat eventually devitrified, meaning the glass crystals have started to reorganize into something harder. There's a lot of tuff out here. Tuff is caused by sedimented volcanic ash. I have a question though. Can volcanic ash be caused by an underwater eruption, especially one high in silicate? Well, according to my research, yes. As rhyolitic magmas are denser, trapped gases pushing to the surface can cause explosive reactions, shattering the materials and creating ash debris, even in the sea. This material would then mix with the sea sediments and water and weld over time. Thinking back to the materials we've found at South Beach Cape Lookout over the last few years, this seems very plausible, and this actually matches some of the tuff materials noted in the area on the geological maps of Oregon that are described as tuffaceous sedimentary rocks.
What is that? That is feckin' crazy. Wait, that is actually insane. What is this? I see it! Ah! Ooh, see, this is the little kind of gem that I saw when the wave came in, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And the other crazy thing I just found, so yay. Collectively, we found it. Go team!
Nice. What the f is this? Holy I just found something crazy.
I found something crazier.
Did you? Did you find something crazier than this?
I did. I can't even see it yet, and I've already told you it's crazier. Actually, crazily enough, it's similar.
Whoa! Check that out. Whoa! Oh my god, we need to find more of this stuff. This is crazy. I love it. would love this chunk though. You would love this chunk. See that thing?
No, I'm not looking at it. It looks big. I'm not looking at it.
Oh my god, that is such a beautiful botrahedral pocket. But I'm not gonna take that home. That is just so beautiful. Maybe someone else will like that someday. Oh, what the? I found purple agate.
Oh, you know, I found something. Okay, I haven't.
Oh, you guys, you see that, right? That is lavender agate.
It's got like a pinkish brandish to it. It's so weird.
What the?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff today.
What is going on?
This rock. Oh my god!
It's one of those days, guys. I'm hardly making any progress down this beach.
Interesting. I'm gonna toss it back, but it's very cool. It's got like iron in it, and I was looking at this green one when I actually. Oh god, it's white! Rebel what?
Oh, what's that though? Okay, that pink rock better not be gone. Okay, I better put that flap down over the top. This is a good stuff. I love this stuff.
Look at this. It's got like these weird little like yellow lines.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. I found like another piece of that too.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you? You're just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Haha, get out of here.
Check out that guy.
Yes, I do see him. He's pretty.
He's pretty. But we do get a lot of these. I don't know. Whoa, there's another hunk of that purpley cute stuff. Ah. What is this guy? Oh my gosh. I hope that color's real.
If you guys were screaming at me to pick up this rock, and I got it. I got your message. Here it is. Rebel 1. Examine the goods.
That's a good one.
Also this itty bitty piece up here, which also has like some pinkish stuff in
It
it.
really does have a pinkish hue.
Now that is pretty intense red actually. I will take that with me. Oh my gosh, my bag. Rebel 1, be careful going that way! The waves go all the way up to those logs!
Everything we're finding today is just incredible. I want rainbow stuff though. I need to find some rainbow stuff. I don't know, guys. It's okay. I don't think so though. There's too many other good things today. I don't even know about this piece. It's cool and all, but like, I have a ton of these.
A bunch of this seaweed around that keeps getting me. Where'd it go? There it is. It's such a bright green. I'm like, is it glass? Is it a pretty rock? Seaweed. Oh, see, yeah, because it reminds me of this stuff. That beautiful green. I did see something back here as the wind was coming in. I thought about launching for it. Let's see if we can see it under all this beautiful foam of death. Shout out in the comments if you see it.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. There's like little botrahedral crystals in there. That's actually kind of a funky one. I might take that home. I need to look through this bigger material in the hopes that I can find some of that rainbow stuff. Maybe if any of these orange rocks catch my eye in just the right way, I'll take them home too. Walk this upper ridge. Over this way.
That hillside over there is just crumbling. There's more material here than you could ever possibly look through. I think the furthest I've ever made it down the cliff edge is about a mile, and even then, there is so much material to look through that you cannot cover the whole beach while doing it. It's too much.
Plus, anything you do find, you have to carry back up that hill. That is a very tough incentive. So stay tuned on that one.
And it's probably that hill that makes this one of the most peaceful locations. The most people we have ever run into down here at a time could probably be counted on one hand. It might just be you and a couple hardcore surfers. This is one of those locations where it's not just the rocks, but also the journey and the destination all blended together into a beautiful experience.
Even though these finds up here tend to be bigger, every once in a while I find something really good and it's worth taking home. Like, I'm not gonna take this one home today, but this is one giant hunk of chert jasper. And this thing over here is also one. They're not the colors I'm looking for or the materials I really want to haul home today, but that's what you can find up here sometimes. Massive, massive materials. Good stuff too. Again, probably not what I'm looking for today, but if somebody really wanted that chunk, it's a good one. That's interesting. Look at that. This wood's green. Interesting. Fully green on one side. I wonder if that's a fungus that did that. Turned the wood green. Very neat. Never know what you're gonna find up in these areas. You might just find what you're looking for. Or no. Holy sh! Do you guys see this thing? Oh my god! That is an absolutely epic chunk. I'll get out a little further. Holy sh! I don't even think I can move that thing with my hand. Super glassy. Look at that chunk right there. Absolutely amazing. God, I wonder what the other side looks like. Absolutely no way I could haul this home. Absolutely no way. I can put my head down next to it. It's huge! It's absolutely crazy. Wild chunk. Absolutely epic. Look at that thing. I gotta keep an eye out for what I really want out here. I want a chunk of that rainbow stuff. I will put up with it if I don't find it though. Having a good day.
Hey, Rebel 1's still alive. Look at that. Rebel 3. Yeah. Explain why your pants are brown.
There's enough video evidence that I'm
It's got like some polka dots in it. Digging that. It's kind of funny that I would be nervous near a camera, despite it absolutely giving me like a legit reason to be talking to myself, which I always be doing if I'm walking along the beach like this. Waves, waves. What? Oh, okay, all right. Oh, madam, please. Sir, madam. Ooh, that's like a pinkish color. There's also a freaking beautiful green piece right next to it. Pinkish color. Ooh, did you see that side wave? Oh, see that? See how that stuff decided to come a lot farther in faster? That's the sneaker wave. That is technically a little itty bitty sneaker wave. Probably something that would just smack you in the shins, but let me tell you, when they get big, they get dangerous. Got this gray stuff. It's like this grayish green color. It's gorgeous. Holy smokes. I think maybe I should not go down that direction today. I think that's like my favorite spot over there, but like, I don't know if it's worth it.
And there's another one, you know? That's just how common the jaspers and agates are out here. Freaking common. Incredible. Let's see any colors on that. Beautiful, but not for me. Too big. This chunk is unusual and beautiful. See, all those crystal formations right there? Gorgeous. I think it's good that Rebel 2 is not over here right now. She'd really want this one. And she's gonna load up her bag really fast. I don't know though, maybe I should take it to her. Unfortunately, today, it's kind of high tide, but more than that, it's a little bit storm surgy. The high tide's not necessarily a problem, but the storm surges. I feel less comfortable going down there. And that tends to be where I find more of that rainbow stuff. Oh, look at that. A dead bird. Anyways, dangerous area right now. I don't know if we should go down there. And that's probably closer to where I would find the rainbow stuff. It's just a little dicey. I might walk this ridge, see if I notice anything else. And this glassy stuff I would find would be very shiny. Very, very shiny. It pops out when I look around the landscape. Kind of like those Jaspers. Just stand up here and take a look down the hillside here. Not seeing it. By a little birdie. I don't want to go too much further down this hill and get stuck with the water. This beach is magical. You don't know what you're going to find out here. And I have a feeling a part of that has to do with perhaps some small rhyolitic volcanic domes that maybe once existed here. But I don't know for sure, it's very theoretical. That is such a smooth, green chunk. But I really like patterns in my rocks. I like to pick up things that are funky and crazy. But someday, maybe that would make somebody happy. Okay, off. Is that the rainbow stuff? Oh! Oh! Get out. I didn't want to carry something this big up the hill. God damn it. I found a big chunk. But I gotta get this somewhere safe. Rebel 2!
Interesting. Interesting. Oh god, there's too many interestings. Oh god! Look how far the water's trying. It's like, oh look, it's so safe to come out here, and then there's just a wall of waves. You're like, yeah, sure it is. Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah. No, we definitely won't freaking try to kill you. Your socks?
Okay, I held those up. Let's take a look at them. Insane. Freaking insane. I don't even know what that stuff is, but I'm taking it home. I think I could cut this in half with my saw, barely. It's gonna take a long, slow cut.
Rebel 1! You are aware that sunset is around like 4 today.
Yeah, that's alright. We'll make it out.
Huh?
We'll make it out.
I know, but I also don't want to walk out in the dark, so let's just keep that in mind. And remember, we are a lot slower going up than we are down. That's also a very, very pretty piece that I'm leaving. Also a very, very fun piece that I'm tempted to keep, but I am not. Whoa! And this thing is hardcore, like, this is buttoned onto my belt. That's how that works. It's buttoned to my belt, and it's like full of rocks. That's pretty dang good. Whoa! Oh my gosh.
I just don't get very far down the beach when I find something more. I'm gonna make some big decisions today. Oh boy. It's the tricky thing about this location. Every time I come here, I have to make hard decisions. Heavy decisions. I mean, these are just like all over the place here. You just walk a few feet and you pick another one up. Like right there. That's just how easy it is to get these guys. And right there. Boom. So we are down to a little under an hour now. How much longer we can be out here. I mean, we cannot carry much more rock. We're very close to our limits. That's beautiful. Look at that thing. That's a good green notch. I'll take that one. There's a chunk of that orangey material. A little bit rarer down here than at other beaches. It's still kind of interesting. Hello! Enjoy your nap?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, we gotta go soon, but the tide is finally moving out quite a bit. So I think this is the best chance I have to do one more check along the tide edge and see what we missed. This has pink and green flecks in it, which is kind of neat. Oh, big wave, big wave! Oh! Oh my gosh, you guys. There's some more of that pink tetrahedral chalcedony in this rock. What an interesting find. Ah! I don't want to leave, but sun is going to start to go down soon.
Small flap somewhere way over there. It was damaged by the darkness, but I think we need to get out of here.
So why are we leaving right now? Okay, besides sunset.
Because Rebel 2, that's me, saw a flash that very possibly is likely lightning. Run!
Still getting my pack on.
Rebel 3, you forgot your sticks.
Yeah. Okay, this is why I would never do the downhill with the weight on my back, man. It's way better on the knees to be going uphill with this stuff. Okay, here we go. Leaving the beach. Okay. Oh my gosh, please be careful.
Oh, that's fine. It's heavier now.
It's been a little while since I've done this. But I think it always feels miserable.
Oh, it does.
I wonder what's in that center, the center of that big one I found. Hold on here. He still usually doesn't take us more than an hour and a half to get out. Oh my god. It's true. I might need to take a whole coat off here. Or two. Yeah, but it's beautiful.
I guess we lucked out. Weather forecast being
Dumping.
accurate.
Here it comes. I just don't think we should be going separate ways at this time of day.
I mean, luckily they're pretty carved out at this point.
It's not the trails I'm worried about. It's dusk. Huh?
Good time of day.
Yes. I need another break soon. Yeah. I'm literally gonna lean against it. Eagle.
Probably that juvenile was over.
Yeah. Rebel 3! If you can hear us, count to 3! Eagles! I knew I was screwed the second I saw that rock.
Oh yeah.
Desolate out here today. Yeah. I know, I saw a huge chunk of mushrooms down at the other bend too that were yellow. Oh, if we see that oyster, let's stop. Only if I see them though. Are we on the long one now that gets us to the bench?
It is harder because the fog dampens the sound.
Yeah. We might not be able to hear each other. Hold on. I see oysters. Give me a second. Let me just take a look down here. If there's a lot of them, I'll go for it. If there's just a few, I won't. Oh!
None of that.
Also, especially if they're like just down this little valley right here. See, those are all kind of higher up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna chase them if they're up a tree.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out. Oh, there's some lower ones.
Right.
See ya? Oh yeah, okay. We'll stop here.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Careful, easy. Now you don't have so much weight on you. You don't know what you're doing.
I know. I have to see what condition these are in too. They might be kind of old. They'll sure look like oysters. Okay, none of these ones are worth it. Ugh. Okay. Oh, hey, shit. It is so slick on this hillside.
Oh, I know. I ran down it.
God. All right. These guys look kind of old. I'll skip those. Woo! Look at those though. That's as tight as that frickin' gets, man.
You gonna put the mushrooms in there?
No, I'm gonna carry the bag. Okay. All right. Got it. Not here? Okay. Now I gotta take the bag off.
Okay. Leave mine on. I'm too lazy to like. I kind of lean back and I just make the weight.
Do you have any service? Can you call him?
Yeah, probably.
I probably have no service. It's beautiful. I don't know what the camera can see. Let me see. The camera's even on anymore. I sure hope he's ahead of us on the trail.
Try one more time. I don't think I can move that. I'll send you the text.
Yeah.
Probably go through and something he might be able to respond to.
Yeah, you can see my scuffed arms from the hillside. We've all eaten shit at least once today now, right?
Not me.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
I came incredibly close on many occasions, but my is dry.
Rebel 3 got it like at least 3 times. At least we've waited here for a little bit in case he was behind us.
Unlikely, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this feels good to take a break though, man.
Oh yeah, especially with like the wind hidden face and everything.
Yeah, and a pretty view.
Gorgeous view. And the lighting is so nice.
Yeah.
It's got that like tinted bluey, but still kind of yellowy somehow, you know?
Oh my god. It's just so beautiful. Look at this. Like, I don't mind that we're hiking out in dusk.
I do get the sensation just back there. I don't feel it anymore, but I felt like something was watching us.
I'm not surprised.
Just for a second. I don't
Yeah.
feel it anymore. I don't think we're in any danger. But I did feel something.
Yeah.
I kept shooting off to this specific area.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, I think we're gonna not do water today. If we fill up with water when we're down here, this is where we do it. Beautiful section for catching water. Is us. I hope it is us.
Don't say it's about us.
Yeah. God, it's getting dark.
Right here.
Oh. Jesus. Ah.
Much darker up here. We're inside the cloud here more.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's pretty light down there still.
Oh, Jesus. Rebel 3! Rebel 3! Oh, okay, I need another break. Oh. Okay, a little further. Yeah. Can't believe we're still on one of these though. We haven't turned a corner in a while. Huh? Yeah, but they're kind of old. We're doing good. Probably 30 minutes out. And that's where the GoPro cut out. Luckily, a couple minutes later, we got a text back from Rebel 3. He had already reached the car. We struggled for about 20 more minutes up the hill and met him there. I feel like a real theory is starting to pull together for South Beach. A small but not insignificant gassy rhyolitic sea vent. Scraped off the seafloor by the plate subduction, coated in layers of basalt, and slowly fading away. Perhaps it even influenced the basaltic magma well that formed the Cape Lookout head and eventually covered its remains. Perhaps the basaltic flow cut the rhyolitic dome off entirely from the north side of the head, which could explain why the rhyolitic materials rarely show up on the north side. Alright, here's for the big reveal day. We went to South Beach and now we're going to go ahead and cut our South Beach rocks.
What's up?
I'm here with Rebel 2 today, so we are going to be picking from my rocks. And we're going to be picking from your rocks too, but what we're doing with your rocks is close-up microscopic material analysis. That'll be fun.
So let's see. I found a couple of the glassy chunks in there. This one has a little bit of color change going on in it, but I really don't know what I'm going to end up getting with a chunk like this. This is definitely one of those things where it's like, this could be cool, or it could be a complete dud. And then here's another glassy chunk. That material, it's got a little bit of a mixture with some crust on top of it. A bubbly mixture piece right here. I don't know if that would be interesting at all. Here's another one of those. This is one of those classic green ones though that we find out there.
Though it does have a couple of bits of crust on it that looks pretty interesting, so that might be cool.
Yeah, mixed with a little bit of chert there.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have in here? Yeah, just a few other little pieces here. I'm not going to go into too much detail on all of them. This is definitely one of those pieces where it's like, it could be a totally different color inside. It kind of fits into the category of almost an orange rock. Wow, and this would just be an absolute wild card. It probably would be nothing.
Probably nothing, but we've been tricked before.
We have been tricked before in some amazing ways. Ooh,
Like
you
some
see
bubbles.
that? And those are pinky purpley bubbles. Well, that could be kind of sick to open.
Yeah.
Maybe. Even though I'd hate to destroy that end of it, but like maybe what I could do is take a slice where it preserves some of that and then sculpt it into like a cab. It's pinky. Like, I swear we are finding, like, I'm not wrong, right? We are finding pink materials and purpley materials of chalcedony at South Beach.
Yeah.
You guys know how rare those are and like how sought after those are. I don't really know how to describe this beach other than magical, like rock magic,
And possibly radiation magic.
No, right? That was that was another story. We might have.
I have the map footage of that too, or the map information on my phone.
Yeah. So yes, there's something about South Beach. It's special, and it might be radioactive. Every time I go to this beach, I find something new. This is the first time we found pinky purple chalcedony.
So commonly, because a few of our pieces are kind of
Yeah, we
pinky purple.
found several pink and purple chalcedonies only the last time we went.
Yeah.
But hopefully in the future visits we'll find some more. There's something about that beach that is special and rhyolitic and crazy. Oh, this is a sweet piece, and I have found some materials like this before out
I would
there.
say I wouldn't even cut that piece. It's small, and you know that's what it looks like through it, and it's kind of gorgeous as it is.
It is beautiful, but it does look really amazing flat because it makes it look like a topographical map.
Gotcha.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, looking at this part of it right here.
Yeah, I love those things. All right, okay, this is a weirdo. So this is not a common find out at South Beach, which is, I think, why I decided to pick this one up, potentially for a cut. It looks like a glacial till rock, which is highly unusual at that location. Almost everything that comes out of the hillside, you know, it's right there. But this one gives the impression that it's traveled a distance.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that one. Check out that side. That brown modeling, that's pretty darn sweet. That could be kind of a fun cut.
Yeah, it might turn into a really crazy layer.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Hold on. That's not that.
Ta-da!
There was one more.
Okay, stop. Is that the rainbow stuff?
Oh! Behold.
At least lift it, god dang. The behemoth.
The behemoth. And boy, is it giving me some freaking amazing vibes. I don't know if I can even cut it all the way through this thing on my saw, but I'm kind of thinking I could shake a chunk off of this edge.
See what's going on in there?
Yeah, see what's hiding inside. Look at that though. Do you see those lines? Right there. And then up through here, and then there's like an immediate blue color change right here. There's a lot going on this rock. Oh my god. I think I'm definitely taking a chunk off of this rock.
Yeah.
This is an absolute. How many are we picking today? I don't want to do too many, but I don't want to do too
Especially because it's like fairly cold outside.
It's
and
bloody
poor
cold.
Rebel One's hands are already frozen.
Starting to turn
You
big.
probably noticed the clenched fists throughout most of this.
Yeah. Okay, so we're definitely gonna take a chunk off this guy, and it's gonna take a while.
I'm going first.
Okay, you picked one. All right. Yeah, it was on. That was literally gonna be my next pick, anyways. What the f is this? Holy.
Alright. Also, Rebel 8 already chose that one, so.
Yeah. Oh, my hands. Oh my god, there's. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull some rocks out that just don't interest me enough. Skip.
Then I am too.
Skip. Yeah. Boring.
Let's skip these two because they're tiny.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're right about this one. I don't want to cut this one yet.
Yeah.
Let's just set that aside.
Yeah, if you want to cut it later, that's fine and everything, but for today. Let's choose one of these two.
Yeah.
Let's not choose both of them.
I just don't get very far down the beach when I find something more.
You are doing the 10-inch, so you could do that one.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to not be out here for so long.
Let me see its resting points. Maybe. You know what? I'll do the big guy.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna do two big guys, but I'm gonna just do a slice off this end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling good about that. Okay, so yeah, first of all, this rock, we're gonna take an edge off of here. That's probably all I can pull for now.
You mean you're not doing a straight through?
Not a straight through.
Good golly.
This one might be an edge take too, honestly, because I think this rock is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a thick edge. I'm going to probably go in pretty far onto it, but a thick edge.
Fair enough.
This guy, I'm going to take an edge off of here.
This is just edge day.
It's edge day. Oh, my hands. We're definitely warming up for a second before we go in. Wow, I think I'm going to do 3 big ones today because I also wanted to get a slice through this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. I think that would be really cool because then you can get crystal.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you don't cut too much into the crystal because when they're cut,
Yeah.
I can look at some things, but it doesn't really show a lot of the crystallization forms
Yeah.
on it.
Well, no, I'm gonna avoid this pocket right
Okay.
here and go down the center and see if we discover anything else.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, that's 4 rocks. Now it gets down to the hard ones. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy out, and this one,
Okay.
and this one. Of
Let's
South
not
Beach.
do that one today.
Yeah,
It's
you're
likely
right.
to be green all the
Yeah,
way through.
you're right. Or worse.
Worse. Oh.
I'm really curious about this purple guy because this is unique. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's some more of that pink tetrahedral chalcedony in this rock.
Yeah, and like you said, you're gonna cut.
I'm gonna cut down through there to try and catch the bubbles. That's 5 rocks. I'm actually very curious about this one because it's got a lot of red on it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got
6.
6. We need to pick between these 2. This is tough. I really think this is cool looking. I'm gonna set this one aside. I also am really curious what this is. It's weird. It's not normal at that beach. And it seems like a glacial till, which is unusual at that beach. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do 3 cuts on the big guy, 4 cuts on the small saw, and we'll see what we get. God, this is gonna be insane. I might actually get that a little closer too. Oh, jeez. Alrighty, time to suit up. This is gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna do the big one first, just because I want to get it done with. gosh. Oh, I did it. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil both sides for myself. Oh, man. Oh. Tough. That one cut like butter. Wow, just revved right through that rock. This one I'm a little nervous about, but I really want to try and get a good representation of it. So I can't miss the bubbles. Gotta get right through the center of some of them. Let's hope for the best. I can say right now, it's a good sign because this is not an easy rock to cut. So I have a good feeling that I'm at least hitting some of these bubbles. All right, rock's cut, and holy crap, it was really scary cutting that big one on my saw. Anyways, a little bit of information before we actually get into the cuts. This orange guy right here ended up popping open on another seam mid-cut.
So it's in 3 pieces.
I unfortunately got a tiny glimpse of this one, but I tried my best not to process any of that information.
Gotcha.
Like, I didn't really want to see it yet. Let's see. This was hecka easy to cut through, so I'm very curious to see what the hell's going on in this thing.
Yeah.
This one was really hard. This was a frickin' hard rock to get through.
That's kind of expected though, wasn't it?
This one was pretty easy to get through.
It's also smaller, so.
Yeah. This one was typical and
It's tiny, so either way.
It's actually surprisingly hard to get through, so I'm hopeful.
Interesting.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's do this. Poor fingers. Which one first?
Big one.
Big one. Big boy. There we go.
Huzzah! Wow!
Dude, that's a lot going on though. Holy
That's really cool.
Wow, look at that.
It's like a rainbow.
Okay, look at that. There's like brecciation down here. There's like a gray seam going through there. There's like this gray stuff up on the edge. This is incredible. Frickin' look at that.
Very nice.
Very fun. Okay, let's get that edge wet. I want to see yours.
Okay.
I already got the video of it.
That is just crazy.
Amazing. That is so much color. Did you see the red seam going through there too? Oh, wild. What the frick? It looks so good.
It is a really beautiful rock.
Okay, that was number 1. Well, we did the fun one first, so what's next? What do we think is going to be the most boring
Deceiver.
rock?
Oh, a boring rock? Let's go with Deceiver.
Rock. Deceiver? Okay, it cut in half. We're not going to look at that section.
Not bad. Not bad, but pretty much what expected.
It's red though. It is actually red, and it's got some pretty cool lines and stuff going through there. It's actually it's a decent rock.
Oh yeah.
Little one. Little guy. Are you going to be interesting inside or just what you look like?
Wow. Even less. Oh, but it might be like a little bit of metal in there. I'm not sure. I can't tell through the camera.
Wow.
It's like, look at how pretty I am on the outside. Psych! It's kind of speckled though. That's kind of fun.
It is speckled in the inside. I want to do this guy.
Okay.
I think this is going to be the next most boring potential.
Okay.
We're going to start with this piece and we'll look at the other piece after. Oh!
That's fun.
Boy, was I wrong though. Oh, it's got blue speckles in it too. That is sick looking.
And by blue, she means like seafoam green.
Yeah. But it is kind of bluishy, bluey green.
Yeah.
Wow, what a piece though.
Maybe like a slate bluish green.
Not feeling bad about that one.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That is awesome.
All right, red.
Ta-da! Ooh.
Oh, what are these things? I like that.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's almost like
Yeah, it looks
it
like
almost
it's
looks like moss agate or something.
yeah,
Would pick this kind of material up again. That's really pretty, actually.
definitely. I want this one to be the second to last.
We both have big feelings about that pink one, then, don't we?
So,
Feels smooth.
do it.
Feeling positive. Shush. That is epic.
Very.
Oh, look at there's lightning in the sky too.
Oh yeah.
It's like a rocky shore with the ocean and some clouds and lightning in the sky. It's amazing.
No, it's crazy. It's beautiful. Not on my piece. The
Man,
lightning is
I
there,
really
but
hope I can find more of this stuff in the future. That is
definitely
just
very well combined. All right.
last one.
Whoa! Look at those pink bubbles.
Look at those. They are pinky.
And they're bubbles. They're
Yeah.
like the things you can see. This
See
one goes to
through.
the front.
Yeah, okay, let me
Like
see
little
the...
eyes. It's like an owl.
They are pinky bubbles. That is wild. There's not very many of them.
No, but I like it.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Oh. Wow, this one's especially pinky. This one. Gosh. These are incredible. This has got to actually be one of our best cut batches ever.
Quite possibly.
That's incredible. That concludes it for South Beach Cape Lookout cut session.
Yeah.
Truly one of the most magical beach locations I've ever been to for rockhounding. I can't emphasize enough that every time we go there, we find a material that we haven't seen before.
Including what might be a mercury amalgamation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing. We're not sure. Be careful. Yeah, this time the little pink bubbles, that was a new material. We have not seen the pink bubbles before. Also, I would say this guy was a fairly new formation for us out there. I haven't seen...
Crazy find because we both found a very similar rock. I won't be cutting mine.
Yeah, I would say probably the most classic South Beach material from this cut session was this material. It seems like every time we go there, we find something kind of similar to this in various forms of black, orange, yellow, and peely blue. This, though, is a freaking stunner.
But we've also found pieces like this before.
We've found pieces like it, but not
usually quite so many colors in one spot.
Yeah, not so many colors in one spot. This is a stunning piece for South Beach Cape Lookout. We like to look at materials that aren't always winners too. So if you're into testing out new materials, giving them a cut, not being sure if they're going to even be worth it, that's what we do on our channel. We give rocks a chance. We try them out.
Today we're looking at a somewhat new segment where we are looking at the microscopic level of rocks.
This is a new thing for us, so please forgive us if the footage isn't perfect yet. We're working on the lighting setups and how we do all of this. It's kind of a work in progress, so hopefully as we do more segments of this on our long adventures, you're going to see better results. Alrighty, Revel 2.
I'm going to choose out some rocks to look at under my microscope, and these are some of the ones that caught our eyes out of my little pile of stuff the most.
Even this little corner right here has crystallization in it. You notice that?
Yeah.
Even
There's also
just
this,
that
like,
little
look at
section.
that crazy little.
Yeah.
in here.
So even a section that doesn't look like it has crystals, I would look at.
I mean, I'll be able to see this all on the microscope and it'll be
Yeah.
like real big. I just have to find a way to easily and concisely be able to share that, because when I can see stuff on the microscope, oh my goodness, it's so clear.
See all those crystal formations right there? Gorgeous. Now let's look at what's sparkling on this guy.
Everything is sparkling on that guy.
There's like so much different kinds of crystallization on here. It looks like there's something that's mixed with iron and black.
Those things up close, they look like little pill-shaped things. They're crazy.
Cool. There is so much going on on this piece. It's just nutty. That's why, I was like, I don't know if she'd want this one. And I was like, or she'd really want it and I should bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those crystals right there.
Yeah. No, when you show it to me, I'm like, oh, that's going to be a bunch of pockets.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
the pockety things because you can see so many things.
Wow, I'm still looking at this one piece. There's so much.
There is, I know.
What a wild thing. Definitely related to the rock I have.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. You're still like, I have a craziest rock. I'm like, it's not crazier than mine. And then they were both practically the same rock.
Yeah, except different.
Except different, yeah.
All right, what else do we have?
Got this guy. He's pockety. He's got some, he's kind of like that bubbly one you decided not to cut, I think.
Yeah, and I see that there's some pockety crystals on it. And then there's also lines, and there's also filled in chalcedony pockets.
And I have taken a peek at some of these up close on the microscope already.
Let me see this one.
Yeah, that one I'm not gonna get wet because this like stuff right here, it looks like you're just looking at sand. It's really crazy.
Weird.
Because when you look at sand under a microscope, it looks like little crystals.
Yeah.
Like its own little, I found a sand-sized geode before.
Oh, wow.
And that was like, I have like a
Cool.
little box of my like favorite sand-sized
Objects.
microscope objects.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get a little film of that one too.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one. It's just like, it's literally a perfect little pocket like a geode, and it's got like all the crystals inside of it, but it's the size of a grain of sand.
Nice. That's amazing. I think it's shell. It's shell. It might even be modern shell, but it'd be kind of cool to see. There's that one shiny spot. Where's the shiny spot?
Oh, it's right there.
Okay, hold on here. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, cool.
Green and purple and pinkish,
Cool.
whatever it's called, agate.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if we can see anything in there.
Cool.
We just chose one. I found several of these, but
Yeah. Okay, so we wanted to pick 7 objects for this video in particular.
And you're gonna add in a couple from your rock pile, you said?
So these are other possibilities for the pile. We were thinking this little pocket section right here could be kind of interesting to look at under the microscope.
Yeah, probably more on like this outer edge here or something like that. We'll
Yeah.
see what I can see better in it.
And then this guy has some really interesting features, especially up in these bubbly sections right there. There was
yeah,
like
and
some
if there's
crystals and metallics.
yeah, if there's any like crater openings or anything like that, I'll be able to see them and be able to see any like crystallization patterns we can find in it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So
All right,
let's
so
pick.
these 2 for sure.
Well, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Let's get real here. This guy absolutely, right?
All right, got this one. Beautiful.
And then this guy absolutely, because it's just
He's covered in
crazy.
pockets. He's his own video, probably.
It's just crazy.
If we can get it figured out.
I think this one could. I guess these could be pretty darn cool.
I think they could.
And one nice thing is, you've got this one, sure. Oh yeah, there's some like pockets on there too.
Yeah.
But this one's a flat edge, so you can really get like a good cross section. What of your remainders are you like absolutely?
I kind of like this one.
Yeah. So we've got 5.
Yeah.
2 more.
If I were to choose it, I'd probably choose those 2.
Okay.
Because holes are always just insane. Because, like, you're looking at it and you're like, I can't really see anything.
Sure.
But then you look at a microscope, you're like, holy moly!
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's pick those 2.
Those 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and then I can look at the flashy bit on here.
All right, so these will be the 7 that Rebel 2 looked at underneath the microscope, and we will show that soon. What do we got here?
This is obviously not a rock.
Yeah.
But when you look closer at it, it's a very crystalline structure, actually. It looks
Cool.
very quartzy when you're really up close to it.
Awesome.
And of course there's little bits that are like shoved in each like tiny little gem-sized sand grains, I guess. If you look at like so this top stuff here, like right on top is what really looks crystalline looking. But the, I guess, pathways in between look a lot more bone structured.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
The pathways in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This rock was not as boring as I thought it would be, because obviously there's just like a little bit of like crystal structure here and here, this little shiny bit there. But the inside of all these little holes have this very dragon scale, dry mud looking pattern to them.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's almost kind of like slightly like a waxy reflective, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
So, this bad boy, what's really fun about having a flat surface is that you don't really have to adjust the microscope very much.
Yeah.
Which is fun. But because it's a flat surface, you also don't really see a lot of structures.
Yeah.
And since I don't really know what to look for besides structures, it's not super helpful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did have some sparkly bits somewhere down in here though. I think one of the coolest things I looked at with this thing is like between a lot of these orange lines and even like somewhere up in these bluer areas, there's like this really, really tiny red powdery stream that goes through like several different cracks and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what that was. And I'm not sure how well the photo comes out because it was really hard with the lighting. The lighting was atrocious right now. This is my first time doing filming with it, so
we're working on our setup.
We're working on the setup.
Yeah.
As you will really see on this rock actually. And then of course the big guy. Again, very nice to look at. This one had a little bit more interesting on this side because stuff like this, you can actually see kind of in the microscopic thing that like these lighter areas are actually deeper in the crystal. And also these have like this reddish tint.
Interesting.
That's like in them, the green parts here, they're very jade-like. And you can see it more on this side.
Oh yeah,
where you can see like some reddish splotches in them.
Yeah.
I also have a little bit of film of me setting up the rock so that I could actually look at it with the microscope better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, having it flat like this, it's really hard to get this sharp angle here. So I basically used this rock to set it up. And of course, the most interesting part of this rock, the bubble crystals cave.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see those.
I did get some pretty good photos of that. I worked pretty hard on that too.
Yeah.
They're mostly surface level opal looking because there are cracks along the edges that show what the inside of these look like, and they're more agate-y looking for sure.
Yeah.
As far as color goes. But anyway, these are the 5 that I've done so far.
We're starting to wrap up our South Beach Cape Lookout video. And on that note, if you have really enjoyed this, if you enjoy our content, if you find it useful, helpful, interesting, go ahead and like and subscribe. It is actually really helpful if you do that because, you know, I don't have to explain that to you guys.
Every other YouTuber has.
Yes.
Algorithms and such.
Algorithms and such. It's hard. Anyways, this has been quite a journey for us, and even the editing, because when I tallied it all up, we had about 10 hours of footage to sort through in order to make this video.
Which is a lot for us.
Yes, which is it's gone down to 2, so I deleted about 8 hours. I have learned so much along the path of doing this video that it's going to be changing how I look for our future locations. And I'm going to explain that to you guys now. So coming in at the end of the video here for one last little chat. I think there's one big thing we can take away from this video as far as rock hounding goes. I've been looking at some of the rocks we found at South Beach Cape Lookout, trying to examine some of the things they have in common with each other, and I think I found some common links. I believe this is the remains of tuff, so I find it highly likely that this pink source I have outlined from the Geological Studies of Oregon is probably the source of this material, and these devitrified glassy finds we've been finding are also probably related to the same source. Apparently, the Oahe blue jasper is also created in a source of tuff. Considering some of the colors between the jaspers we've been finding at South Beach Cape Lookout are somewhat comparable to the blues found at the Oahe source, I think we can start to consider this a point of data on how to find blue jaspers. So I'm super curious to start exploring the other geological map sections for more sources of tuff along the Oregon coast. I want to see if I can find more sources that are outputting materials similar to the South Beach. I'd like to give this jasper source a common name. Since I can't find it described anywhere else, I thought that would be kind of fun. Let's start calling this material Lookout Blue Picture Jasper. And let's call this glassy material the Shattered Glass Jasper. Actually, I feel like I'm really shit at naming things, so if you guys have better ideas, go ahead and put them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this and you haven't subscribed to our channel already, I highly recommend you do that. This might be one of the longest videos we output on our channel, but we have a lot of fun in the other long-form adventures we do here. And we certainly have plans for more coming up in the future. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys do end up going to South Beach Cape Lookout and go rock hounding, I have a community post turned on for my channel page, and you should be able to post your own finds there as well. I would love to see what you guys end up finding down there. And another thing is I have been mulling a project idea for a little while here. I would like to start making my way down the Oregon coast, hitting up every cliffside and every rubble pile I can find along the way to just try and sort out what is available at different points along the coast. I think that would be a really fun project, and with this new data and using the geological maps, I think we're going to be able to pinpoint some especially awesome areas as we go. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts about a project like that as well. I am curious if anyone else has actually already done something like that. I would love to hear.
The glassy materials, the tuff, the highly silicated environment, and the basaltic head that coats it. That's South Beach Cape Lookout.